ISIS has been terrorizing the Middle East since 2014 in a chaotic rampage that's seen them execute gays, Christians, Jews, and anyone who doesn't fit into their vision of an Islamic caliphate. In order to truly understand where they come from and what they want, we must answer a few basic questions. What is ISIS's intent? Who is the leader of ISIS? And are they really Islamic? What can we do to stop them? The first question we must answer is, what are their intentions? ISIS's mission statement is in their name. ISIS stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Iraq and Syria are parts of what used to be the Islamic Levant, which also included modern-day Israel and Jordan. The goal of ISIS is to expand their power into the former Islamic Levant, kill all the Jews, Christians, and then move on to conquer the West and Europe. Their tactics include suicide bombs, roadside ambushes, mass slaughter, and torture. They rely on scaring the opposition into retreat, then implementing their own laws and turning the area into a horror show. In 2014, there was a report that showed the brutality they used in their Iraqi territory. They used the soccer stadium to kill dissidents, throw gays off the roof, and torture enemy combatants underground. They even had their own school system that taught kids to count using questions about killing Jews and loading up AK-47s. Their intentions are simple: kill the Jews, take over the Levant, and spread through the world to create a new international Islamic state. So who's the mastermind behind all of this? A man named Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Born in Samarra, Iraq in 1971, the 47-year-old terrorist was once a member of al-Qaeda and swore his allegiance to Osama bin Laden while under his command. However, by 2010, Osama bin Laden was starting to be more of a symbol of terror in the West than a true terror leader. As he relinquished power to Ayman al-Zawahiri, al-Baghdadi became more emboldened in his pursuit of reestablishing a caliphate, and running the terror organization's Iraq wing presented him with the perfect opportunity to create his own brand of terrorism. As ISIS grew more and more powerful, the leadership of al-Qaeda denounced him for his brutality. He and ISIS unleashed upon the world. That's right, the people who flew planes into the Twin Towers and killed thousands of Americans in one day think that this guy is too brutal. In response, the ISIS leader renounced his loyalty to al-Qaeda and officially declared himself the leader of the Islamic State. Since 2011, he's made very scarce public appearances and almost never is seen by anyone outside of a small circle of trusted advisors. In 2004, he was actually captured by U.S. forces in Iraq, but then he was released from Camp Bucca. At this point in time, his whereabouts are unknown. ISIS has a mission to recreate an Islamic caliphate, but the question that many people grapple with is ISIS really Islamic? In short, the answer is complicated, but ISIS is definitely an extreme element of Islam and follows certain teachings of the religion in a very literal way. They follow the teachings of Muhammad in the Quran that say things like, and they say, quote, "Our hearts are covered. Nay, Allah has cursed them on account of their unbelief. So little is that they believe." Again, ISIS leaves no room for symbolic interpretation. They feel that they are following the literal word of Allah. Here's some more quotes. "Whoever is the enemy of Allah and his angels and his apostles and Jibreel and Mikael is surely Allah is the enemy of the unbelievers. Surely Allah's guidance, that is the true guidance. And if you follow their desires, the knowledge that has come to you, you shall have no guardian from Allah, nor any helper. And they're taking usury, though indeed they were forbidden, and devouring their property of people falsely. And we have prepared for the unbelievers from them among a painful chastisement." I can go on, but the idea remains. The views of ISIS are that Jews and Christians are non-believers, and therefore they can't be innocent. If you're not innocent in the eyes of Allah, then you are guilty. And if you're guilty, according to ISIS, you deserve to be punished. Finally, how do we stop ISIS? Many solutions have been presenting, from forming an international coalition to defeat them with targeted attacks. Some have proposed negotiating peace under the condition that they relinquish land. Others have suggested meeting their brutality with equal brutality. Others still have proposed using nuclear weapons to eradicate the fighters and everything around them. The unfortunate reality is that there seems to be no clear consensus on what should be done to defeat the terror group.